I was just the opposite, you know. It was an organization to raise the awareness with young people about the importance of prayer and the power of prayer. So I started the prayer group. And after I started the prayer group, people would start to come. People was coming. College students from Clark, Atlanta, Morehouse, Spelman, until it was just growing to a point media was coming out. And not only media, the radio stations and all the big televangelists that you see on TV, they wanted to know, who is this young boy? Who is this young person who got all these college students together on one term and everybody praying? That's a beautiful thing. And don't you know, that same country boy, that same boy from the country who everybody counted out, who everybody said would never amount to, who said would never amount to be nothing, who said that I would never live to see 21, that same man, God had a plan and a purpose for my life. He raised me up from the depths of the valley of the shadow of death to sit among kings, priests, and politicians. Don't you tell me what my God can't do. Don't you tell me what my God can't do. And all the young boys, they walking around with their pants sagging, talking about they can't do something. Don't you tell me what my God can't do. God did it for me, and I know he'll do it for you. And I was a product of my environment. And I know God will do it for you. Thank you. All right. I know God will do it for you. He did it for me. Because of prayer. And with God, all things are possible. People try to act like some things are possible. No, the word says with God, all things are possible. So don't you tell me what my God can't do. I'm standing here today because of the power of prayer. Even when I ain't even know how to pray for myself, I had a praying grandmama. I had a praying grandmama. Because the power of prayer. And don't give up on that loved one. Don't give up on that supervisor who acting a fool. Don't give up on such and such because they out there in the street. Stay on bended knees. Keep praying for them. Because we live by faith and not by sight. We don't live by what it looked like. You got to keep it pushing. Pray until something happen. And while we're walking down Prayer Avenue, Prayer Lane, don't you know the words say that we should always pray? Man should always pray. The words say, pray without ceasing. Pray or die is not just a motto or a tight t-shirt that I be rocking. I literally live by that motto, pray or die. Every idle moment that I have during the day, I'm in constant fellowship with the Father. Because I know that I don't have other choice. As wicked as this world is, as wicked as this society is, I don't have a choice but to be on bended knees and to be constantly praying. Because I understand that through prayer, that's where my help comes from. I understand that through prayer, that's where my health comes from. I understand where my deliverance, my protection. I can't afford not to pray. And it really makes me mad that people throw the word prayer around loosely. Like, child, you need to pray. Or, child, I'm going to pray for you. Nah, prayer's been important in my life. We need to be serious about that word prayer. Prayer's been serious and important, not only for me, but for my loved ones and my family. Mama, do you mind me using you as an example? Through prayer, my mom has defeated cancer not once, but twice. Through prayer. Not only that, they told my mom that she could never have children. Through prayer, she not only have me, but she have my sister. That's a miracle. Miracles still happening. In 2009, prayer works. And prayer is real. But my grandmama always told me this one thing about this generation and how we got lost. She said things started to get bad for young people when they took prayer out of the school systems. She always tell me that. Things always got bad for young people when they took prayer out of the school system. Not only did they take prayer out of the school systems, but they took prayer out of the judicial systems. You can't make an open display about Christ or say nothing about faith or religion Nowhere in public, not even on your job. But you can pray on your job, but you pray in private. But, you know, you go on your job, talking about you're going to start a prayer group and start praying for the supervisor and all that, them folks going to fire you. I'm trying to tell you, they're going to fire you. They're going to fire you. But today is a day of change. Today is a day of change. We need to come together and start praying more. Start in our households. If we can't pray in public, we can at least pray in our household. We can pray in the community. We can pray because God, what he wants to do, it's going to require us coming together corporately and praying. It's going to require us coming together corporately and praying. Luke 22 say, Simon, Simon. Jesus told his disciples, Simon, Simon, Satan has desired to sift you as wheat. But I have prayed for thee, that thy faith fail not, and when you are converted, go back and strengthen your brother. That's the same thing that the enemy wants to do with this new generation and our teens and young adults. He wanted to utterly destroy them through drugs, through crime, through alcohol, whatever it is. But we have to come together and start praying for our youth, because a lot of them don't know how to pray. A lot of them don't know how to pray. Just like Jesus, his prayer was sufficient and saved Peter's life. It's going to be our prayer to save our youth life and encourage our youth, build them up. Don't knock down their dreams, because we got a youth, he live in the hood, and he say God told him he can get a Gulfstream jet. Don't tell him how you going to do that. Tell him you can do anything. With God, all things are possible. If the boy want to play ball, tell him he can play ball. If you want to be a doctor, don't say you can't be a doctor. We got a black president, man. With God, all things are possible. With God, all things are possible. But before I leave, we're going to come together. We're going to come together and not only pray for this community, we're going to pray for the city, we're going to pray for the state, because we got to get back to our foundation. The very thing that brought us this far is like the same thing that we're neglecting. Prayer works. Prayer works. I'm a living witness, and I'm gonna ride this message till Jesus come back. Prayer works. We're gonna pray for Spartanburg. We're gonna pray for these communities. It's gonna be a change in Spartanburg, South Carolina. It's gonna be a change.